What's up, everybody? It's Brittany Huerta with Maniachi, and I was really hoping that our COVID-related videos would fade off into the sunset, but unfortunately, the resurgence over the last few weeks has brought in a lot of questions from our clients. So in this episode of the Benefit Breakdown, we'll be discussing what to do if an employee tests positive for COVID in the workplace. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me talk about COVID. So I brought in my favorite coworker, sister, and compliance expert, Brittany Huerta, to give us the scoop on what steps should be taken if an employee tests positive for COVID.
Thanks, Brandon. All right, politics aside, the CDC website and guidelines reign supreme on COVID-related guidance. But if you've been to that website, I think you'd agree that it's a painful, endless web of hyperlinks, and it's like reading a foreign language. Having an employee test positive for COVID is a scary thing for any business, but don't panic. We're gonna walk you through some of the most common questions we've received from our clients.
All right, Britt, what should an employer do if an employee is suspected or confirmed to have COVID-19?
First things first, and this sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised. If an employee has COVID or is symptomatic, they should not be at work and should be sent home immediately. The employer would then want to ask the employee to identify any other individuals they've worked closely with in the last 14 days, including coworkers, customers, and vendors.
I didn't do it! Okay. Everybody just calm down.
Once those people are identified, the employer would want to inform them of their potential exposure in the workplace. But be careful, because confidentiality is required by the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Does a business need to be shut down if an employee tests positive?
In most cases, businesses do not need to shut down their facilities. However, they will want to close off any areas used for a prolonged period of time by the sick person. Next, the business will want to use the CDC cleaning and disinfecting recommendations, and if possible, wait 24 hours before cleaning the area to reduce exposure to other employees. If waiting 24 hours is not an option, they should wait as long as possible before cleaning.
If employees have been exposed but they're not showing symptoms, are they allowed to work?
Well, let's first define exposed. The CDC states that someone may have been exposed if they've been in close contact with an infected person for a prolonged period of time, which means they were within about 6 feet for 15 minutes or more. So let's break it down between employees who are symptomatic and those who aren't. For exposed employees who are symptomatic, they should self-isolate and follow the CDC's isolation recommendations. For exposed employees who are not showing symptoms, they should remain at home and practice social distancing for 14 days. However, the CDC does state that critical infrastructure employees may be permitted to continue to work, provided that they're symptom-free and additional precautions are taken to protect them and the community.
Can employers require employees to provide a doctor's note or test result to prove that they tested positive?
This one surprises most, but no. An employer should not require employees to provide a COVID-19 test result or doctor's note to validate their illness, return to work, or qualify for sick leave. The CDC does state that healthcare and medical providers are likely going to be too busy and unable to provide documentation in a timely manner. For more on FFCRA's emergency paid sick leave, check out the 2 benefit breakdown videos posted a few months ago. And we'll post a link in the description of this video.
When can an employee come back to work who's tested positive but has since recovered?
Employees should not return to work until they meet the criteria to discontinue home isolation guidelines set by the CDC and have consulted with a healthcare provider. These guidelines are dynamic, and they're different whether you're symptomatic or asymptomatic and whether tests are readily available. Because these guidelines are complicated and unique to each situation, feel free to reach out and we can walk you through the specifics.
Thanks for answering those questions for us, Brittany. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like it, share it, and connect with us on social media. Also, if you're experiencing any problems or you'd like to suggest future topics, please be sure to comment below. Stay tuned for the next Benefit Breakdown, where we help make your healthcare experience less painful.